Alright, hey guard. I'm gonna be filming a video on how to tape your flag. Sorry, this is so late. I literally filmed this before I went out with my mom to get stuff that we needed to do done. And I was gonna send it out, and then I realized, girl, you're not wearing a shirt. So I had to refilm it. Put a shirt on. Sorry, I'm body conscious. LOL. Well, here we go. So obviously you have to untape the old tape that is on your flag. It might be a little hard because, if I'm being honest, I don't think these flags are retaped for they haven't been retaped in like 2 years, because these were from Ashani and I's sophomore year, and I don't think we used them ever since, and they've just been sitting in there. So yeah, that's fun. And the tape might be a little melty and might come off in pieces. It's fine as long as you just get it all off, because you're not going to need it. Okay. So when you take all the tape off, you're gonna expose like a white end cap kind of thing. Just pull it off. Don't be alarmed that little freaking stick comes out. That's the weight that keeps your flag rotating. I would recommend doing one end at a time, because you might get the weights confused, and you're always supposed to have the heavier weight in the top, so that way it goes all the way around the flag when you throw it. So just make sure if you do untape both sides at the same time, you make sure that the heavier weight, the longer weight, stays at the top of the flag. So as you can see, without the weights on it, the flag is really light. So yep, just untape your silk. Just get all this other ugly tape off. So side note, when we tape our flags, the color of the tape really depends on the silk. So as you can see, these silks are mainly black, so Taylor had us use black tape. But if you've seen Alyssa's flag that's green, they used white tape. It's just it kind of what accents the flag, the silk, the most. So that's why we're using black. If you did not get black and you have only white tape and you're taping with white tape, it's not the end of the world. Just try and get black tape, because you're probably going to need it for this show, just because if our uniforms are black, I feel like our flags are going to be semi-black. So it'll be helpful. So as you can see, I took off all this, and this is all exposed. You don't have to take this out of the end cap. You're completely fine with just leaving it where it is. Just make sure you know where it is. So yep, this is all exposed. So from here, you could just strip the whole flagpole down, take off this, and take the silk off. But I like to keep it on just so I know where this ends, and I know I can make the flag, the silk straight without having to hold it and stuff like that. So with this, take this and kind of put it back on. So you're supposed to hit the pole and shake it, and if it doesn't make any rattling noise, you're good. If it does, not the end of the world. It's what you're supposed to do. If there is rattling noises, just take your bolt and just tape it down. Also, I'm not sure about all these flags. Some of these flags, when you take this off, it might come off in 2 different pieces. So this might be taped onto here. That's completely fine. Don't worry about it. If that is the case, just untape this and take it out of this, and then you're good. You're at the same place I am. So if your things are all one piece and they're, shoved in together, perfectly fine. If they're in 2 different pieces, perfectly fine. You did fine either way. So what you're supposed to do is this: to avoid the rattling, you put it in the pole first. You take your black tape and you tape it in kind of like a cross, I guess you can say. Sorry. This is I'm really bad at this. It's okay. We're all good. So I will show you what I'm talking about when I finish. But think of just make a little T across it, and then tape it to the pole. Don't go crazy with the amount of tape you put on. Just make sure it's secured. See? You know what I mean? It's one piece going this way, one piece going this way, across. This is what keeps it from rattling. You don't have to put that much tape on it, because it's the inside it'll be covered. And don't worry if it looks ugly or if it's uneven. This is all covered by other tape. You're fine. So then shove your end cap back over, and then take more black tape, or whatever color tape you have, and you're going to want to do the same thing you did to make a cross, but use bigger pieces of tape, and make sure it kind of goes down a little bit farther, just so it keeps the end cap on. Like Ashani knows, if your end cap isn't taped on, it will go flying off, Y'all remember her during her solo. That's what happened. Fun times, fun times. So with this, you have to tape it so it covers all of the white of the end cap. So what I like to do is I like to make a cross over it again. And then take more pieces of tape and then go kind of diagonally across each, so like you're covering all the white spots. So here, I'll show it so it's easier. So do you see how I did a cross and there's white spots in like each corner? So then I take tape and I use the tape to cover the white spots. Like so. Boom. Ooh. Or if you're like, you do a horrible job, oh my god, what is this? It's okay. So, yes. That is fun. Okay. Hello. Alright, so again, another like diagonally-ish cross kind of thing. It covers all the white. This is the part where it has to be kind of pretty because this is the part that exposed, and you know, look good type stuff. See? So it's all covered and look at that, fresh and new. So then to one more layer of like resecuring, I guess. Actually, wait, before I get ahead of myself. At this point, make sure your silk is straight. So take from here and make it all the way to here and make sure it's straight. Mama G! Yeah. I'm making a guard video, so like just watch out. I'm making a video for guard.
Oh, so I shouldn't come there?
No, wow. Photo bombed. Okay, so what you guys want to keep doing is that make sure your silk is straight like this, cause like Taylor, like let's explain, if it's not, it'll be harder to spin. So when it's straight, kind of, so you see where the fabric is overlaying on top of the tape spots you just did, you're gonna want to put it right on top, and then pull it really tight so it kind of like seals the tip of the silk, so it keeps it in place. I like to put like at least 3 different rounds across, and then just go around and cover the end of it. Don't go all the way back on top because you already covered the top, so just go around a couple times, and then there you go. I just went around like this with the tape a couple times, made it really tight. So when you're doing it, pull it really tight, so that way it like kind of really holds the silk in place. And there you go. That's one top of the end cap. So you're gonna want to move down the flag. So when you're here, this is just untaping, like I told you guys before. Just rip the tape off. I like making a little tape ball when I untape my flags because I don't know, I'm stupid and I like doing it. So love that. Also, sorry I'm so awkward. I literally like low-key took a nap when I got home from work at like 12, and I woke up and I was like, I gotta do this video. So I'm still a little deceased at the moment, but we're living. Okay, so untaping this, you know, completely untaped. Just make sure everything's off, and then, like I did before, make sure that the silk is straight on the pole. So it just goes across from here to here without just straight, just straight without it being like, you know, crooked and stuff like that. And so with some flags, it'll have like already pulled down and kind of in the same shape, so like it gives you space. As you can see, this part goes up a little bit, so you can tape right here. If your flag doesn't do that, it's not the end of the world. Just try not to tape it. I'll show you what I'm talking about when I get there. So make sure your your silk is straight. So like I was talking about before, you can see mine gives me this space right here to tape first. If yours doesn't give you that space, completely okay. Just try not to tape this part of it any like that, because it'll keep the flag from spinning weird, and it'll just look weird and it'll be bad. So go like this and just tape it around. You don't have to go crazily into the silk. I just kind of do a little bit and then just reinforce that the most. It's not like you're taping the whole bottom part of the silk. You're just taping kind of like a little tab of it and just reinforcing it with a lot of tape. All right. So that's about good. Ba-boom. And there you go. See, mine's still kind of free and it could have done. So if you tape yours like this, Just try not to do that, because then see, it kind of causes a permanent crease in the flag, and that's not good. So there you go. That's the first end cap, and then this. So with cheaters, you don't have to retape your cheaters if they're fine. Like mine are completely fine, so we don't have to I don't have to untape them and redo it. But if yours are like kind of janked and they're like, you know, kind of not looking good, you can always just take it off, and I'll show you right here. Don't worry about losing, like, oh, like, if I don't put it in the exact right spot. You're fine. Just especially with these things not being taped in so long, there will be a line of like just straight, either like just sticky stuff or like dirt, and you can see right there. You might not be able to see it on camera, but you'll see it in person. There's just a line exactly where my cheater used to be, because it's just been so long since it was retaped that it made a line for me. So, yep, cheaters, you don't have to go crazy with the tape, because it's not really important. It's just so you know where to put your hands. So just like a little line, you can go around like once or twice, and then you're good. There's your cheater. And then you can do the same thing to the other cheater if yours fine. If yours is falling apart, but if it's fine, you don't have to. Don't worry about it. All right. So then now we're moving to the very last end cap, which is the easy part because it involves no silk, and it's just like retaping the other end cap. You just don't have to worry a lot about it. That was a horrible exam. Okay, so see right here. If your flag has this kind of tape here, you're supposed to take it off, because like this, you know, like what I did before with the cross across it, or the weight, like how I put a cross across it to secure it in the pole. You're supposed to take all this off, because it's gonna just accumulate over time if you don't. It's a pain in the booty to get off, because people weren't taught right a couple years ago, and I taped it inside the pole. It's just, I don't know, the whole thing. But if you can get it off, get it off. If it's, you know, like really struggling with you, then obviously don't worry about it. Don't spend all your time on it. You're fine. Like so here. Do not worry about having to untape and retape the bolts. These are completely fine. They've been taped like probably 15 years ago, and they're fine now, so you're good. Just like I did before. If they came off in 2 pieces, you're good. If it came off in 1 piece, just pull this out. Boom. And then you're going to want to take your black tape and do just across, right across, and secure the bolt in place. Don't worry about your, like I said before, don't worry about the inside. Although underneath all these tapes underneath being super pretty, no one's going to see them, you're completely fine. And then, here we go. Whoa. Boom. Then just give a little, that was hitting my washer, it's fine. Just give a little tap, make sure it's not loose, and then shove the end cap back on. Alright, so like I did before, we're making another big cross across the end cap. So with this, you're not gonna want to tape it too far up the pole, close to the cheater, because then it kind of gets in the way and kind of annoying and obvious and stuff like that. And you don't want everything to be uniform. So what I like to do is just put it like, you know, that far down, and then just go across. And then with this, you're gonna want to make sure it's even on each side, just so it'll help you out in the long run when you're getting ready to finish this. So exactly like I did before on the top one, you're just, oh my god. Sorry, I just dropped my scissors and it almost stabbed me. You're just gonna want to make a cross up top again. Also, I feel like in this video I did a really bad job explaining. And if I did do that, I'm so sorry. I'm really awkward when it comes to making videos like these. So if you have any questions, definitely reach out to me or Shani. And if you want like a whole other video, I literally have 2 flags. I have my personal flag, and then I have my guard flag I got from them, so I can retape another flag. Do not worry about it. Or you can like ask a Shani or I to meet up with you early, or literally any time during lunch, and we can just show you how to do it in person, because that's how I learned it. It was a lot easier, but it is what it is. So the exact way I did it up top, we're doing it here. As you can see, like I did the cross across first, and now I'm going across diagonally and covering the white spots. All right. So with these flags being newly retaped, actually I'll go into it when I'm finished, because I don't want to distract everybody. So there we go, like I did, and completely all the white is covered, and the moving this around. So like the end cap is good, like that. Also enjoying my messy ass garage. Love her. So with this, it's gonna be the same as the top. Just kind of start at the top, going across like this, you see, and then we're just gonna wrap around, kind of making like a little, like kind of finishing. This is honestly just finishing off. It doesn't really do that much for extra support. It just really finishes off and makes it look pretty. So try to make it really tight, nice and straight, no air bubbles kind of thing. And if you're like me and you tape these unevenly, just make sure you tape around them until they're all covered. So I did a really poor example because like I told you not to go too far up. So try not to go any farther than this. This is honestly kind of pretty far, but it's okay. And there you go. Now your end cap is covered. Your cheaters are all covered. This was retaped back on. Oh, and so this was retaped back on. The silk is nice and straight, and it comes back full circle to the top end cap. So with regarding to new taping, so now all of our flags are going to relatively look the same. I'm going to try to find my silver Sharpie or my gold Sharpie and bring it in tomorrow so we can write our initials on the bottom. But if I cannot find it, then what I like to do is I like to look at landmarks on my flag. So I know there's a lot of, there's like this one tear in my silk. You can't see it, but that's how I know it's mine. Yeah, also that was my unicorn floaty. Yes. But yeah, I will try to get the Sharpie in tomorrow if I can find it because I don't know where I put it. And just so you can write our initials on it and you'll be good. So that's how you retape your flag. If you have any questions, definitely reach out to Ashani or I, because Ashani could probably do a better job explaining than I did. But yes, see y'all tomorrow.